then I don't want to come in contact just with, anybody who is very negative and just draining my energy like this. I have to be ready to attend to the right people who are also willing to participate in my journey, not to somebody who doesn't even believe in me or my journey, but is just wasting my time all the time, throwing their bucket of negativity on me.
There are some people, when you meet them, you feel an instant connection. They say we are souls, and in every life we meet our soul family. And this family may be very different from the family you are born in. And so today I bring to you Kanika Garg, my soul sister, a past life regression expert, a tarot card reader, and an energy healer. Welcome to Coaches on the Couch, the place where experts share their journey and inspire you to take action. My name is Pratishtha Bhalla, and I will be your host for the show. And without wasting any time, let's go to Kanika. Hi Kanika, a very warm welcome to you, and I welcome you to Coaches on the Couch. So, to start, I would request you to please introduce yourself.
Wow, that was some introduction. Thank you so much. Totally honored, thrilled, and blessed to be here. Exactly as you said, I feel such a connect with you, and it's so easy and comfortable with you. You're such a divine soul, and what I can see around you is absolute green aura. You operate from your heart. You're so beautiful that it's such an honor. I can't tell you. Thank you so much for calling me here. Thank you.
So it is an
Thank
honor
you.
for me that you are here and for the entire Coaches on the Couch audience. Please introduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah, so my name is Kanika Garg. And so before I start talking about myself, um, I'd like to tell this to you that, I'm here. And before coming here, I was having a talk with my inner child who is here with me as well. So when I was having this talk with my inner child, and I was telling her that, we've been called for this interview and we are going to go and meet Pratishtha and we're going to talk and this interview is going to be screened. And she denied. And she was like, no. Every time you're like a daredevil and you want to get into an interview kind of a situation, or sometimes you want to make videos, you want to publicize yourself, I'm not with you. So I had this talk with my inner child and I was trying to tell her that no one's your judge. And today is going to be a day of a rebirth for us. And it comes from my soul and it's bringing tears to me. That this is such a big platform for me, and I want you to include it there. That I came here telling my inner child, come, we'll go. We're going to relaunch ourselves today. We're going to play. We're going to be there. We're going to select our soul family today. People who can relate to us. People who understand us from the place we come from. Let's give it a try again. So the biggest introduction that I can give myself of my childhood, not carrying it forward, is that if I could name my childhood in one word, it was fear. So trust me, I've been doing so many things. I am a healer to so many souls. Yet the whole process of healing is healing oneself, healing the inner child, going through this journey, sharing your experiences with people who have gone through similar journey or wherein you see a part of you inside them. So this is me, Kanika Garg, your healing soul. My journey begins of a healer, I'd say. Before that, it's all past and we've been working on that. As I said, my childhood is named as fear. It is because There is no victimhood in this. My parents were living abroad. I was born in Africa, brought up in Delhi, and very, very beautiful parents who were trying to do their best to serve the family. And I was with very beautiful guardians, but you can say unhealed themselves. They were unhealed, they were fighting their own challenges, going through stages in life that they did not know how to handle small kids, might be, which was not their fault. That was all they knew at that time, because today we are more aware as we have internet access, we have Facebook, WhatsApp, we have YouTube, we have many more channels wherein they you know help us grow, understand, gain more wisdom. At that time they could do what they were doing as their best. So I was going through a lot. I was a sensitive child throughout my childhood, and basically somebody who was very fearful, anxiety prone, and stressful, basically. But I would cover it up. I would cover it up very well. There have been stages in my life. I topped my 12th class also in my school. In my I did my colleging from Jesus and Mary College. I did my post graduation from National Institute of Fashion Technology, where I again topped. I got the best diploma research project for year 2001. So I was really working hard on myself because I could see some potential in me. I could understand that there was a fear based energy, but I was working. Thereafter, I had a very good education, and thereafter, I pursued job in fashion industry for a period of 10 years. During that time frame, I got married, I had my son, and I had to give up my complete career when I was at the peak of my career, when my son was 5 year old. And this whole process of when it all started was the first initiation was the end of my career. That there was no one as such to take care of my child at that time. With your aging parents and your aging in-laws, there is no one to blame. So there is no victimhood that I believe now, and there is nobody is a criminal in my story as such. During that time frame, my father was suffering with cancer, and so it was my world was shattering all over. My mother was going through mental sickness, and I didn't have it all together at that time. I was in an absolute mess. And what I was trying to do at that time to pull it all, to take care of my father, my family, my partner, my child, and I was into everything. I was drinking a lot at that time. And to get away from the habit of drinking, I visited a psychiatrist. I started with psychiatric medicines, and we lost our father to cancer. And after that, I had this realization that something's going wrong with me. I can't continue my life like this on, drugs or sedatives. Something has to be done about this. So I thought, let me just, let me let me see what else can work for me. It was during that time, it was the lowest period of my life where I could not get help from anybody on the 3D earth plane, because everyone was involved in their own life and they were involved with their own struggles. That was the period I started falling upon my father, who is my guardian angel now in heaven. So it all start. I think it's a very long introduction, but it was important. So that was the period I started calling on him, and for anything or everything that I was going through in my life, I would call on him and I would tell him that, can you see this? What's happening? And during that time frame, I started experience. I started experiencing mystical things. And this was a discovery to me also that beyond this three-dimensional earth, there are very many other dimensions of the universe, the fourth dimension, fifth dimension, and they carry on to the 11th dimension. And so I was at a low dimension because the more your own vibrations are dense, filled with ego, anger, resentment, sadness, depression, you will be having low vibrations. So I was vibrating at that frequency, and with that frequency, I started connecting to the mystical world. So I was seeing spirit shadows from the left corner of my eye. My whole house was full of these spirit shadows that I could see all the time moving around me, but somehow it did not scare me. I could see my father, all of the deceased loved ones from my family, they started coming into my dreams, giving me messages, connecting with me. So this all was very mystical and this all was very new for me also. And I tried to explain these things to my partner, but however, he could not understand anything, and he was feeling rather she needs to visit more to the psychologist, or might be she's going into depression more and more. I tried to contact my sister on this. However, she is such a support on the earth plane. However, she could not relate to all this also at that time. So she would tell me that, you take rest. So I started exploring. I started seeking knowledge through internet. So I started referring to a lot many astrologers, card readers. That was like my daily diet that I was going through every day. I was like, this is what I was feeding to my mind. These were my searches. And so when I kept seeing these card readers and everybody, and one day I had a dream that I should be ordering a tarot deck for myself, and so I did so. And since I was a healing soul, I had opened an FB page with the name of Healing Souls on 2016. My journey began 2013, and 2016 I had opened this page wherein I didn't have any so-called tools for healing. Like I didn't have tarot cards, I didn't have, I didn't know any healing modality during that time frame. However, I got this tarot card deck, and I saw that my friends were also interested over there. A few of the people, like-minded souls, were there on Healing Souls. So I just put them a question. I told them, then you guys can ask your questions. Since I have this deck, I'm going to check for you. So they started posting their questions. Everyone has their concerns regarding their career, their marriages, their childhood, or any other concerns. I was picking up one card and giving them a gist, whatever I was getting from the image. And it was mind blowing the way this post ran, and everyone was like, we can relate to it. Yes, we want more, this, that. And the post was an overnight kind of a viral kind of a post. And after that, it was like I had to charge. So this is how universe, when you start to seek something, universe starts to bring options towards you. If you will open a page like Healing Soul, and I did have people telling me that, what are your tools to heal? Why would anybody come to you? Why do you think anybody would seek anything from you? And I was like, I've been a person with a healing aura from childhood. Only people come to me, and at times I feel like what a waste of time. So if they come to me, they've got to pay me also. But people didn't understand that. They were like, why should they pay you if you don't have any tools? So there, the general perception is that if your time is of no value to anybody, if you're just a homemaker or you're not in any corporate business or anything, your time has no value as such. That anybody is coming to you, taking your time, you're giving your wisdom, knowledge, insights to that person. But if you don't have tools, and the second thing is the certificates. If you don't have the certificates, you cannot claim to be a healer. So I was okay, I'm not calling anybody. I have my page and people who are like-minded can connect to me. So in my journey, I want to tell you that I became a tarot card reader all by myself. Angelic realms started connecting. As and when I started rising my vibrations, when I started believing in myself at various dimensions, we will see angels, archangels, ascended masters, deities of the universe, spirit animals, all of them are going to connect. So that started happening and started making predictions, and I was like really growing in this, and it was good. In 2018, I went to Mumbai, and there I was blessed and attuned by a very, very divine lady. Her name is Savitri Balakrishnan, and along with her, there was Shiva ma'am. And these two ladies attuned me to Reiki. And this just happened in a period of 2 days. They attuned me to Reiki 1. And I was not able to complete my 21 days self healing also, but I had to move from Mumbai to back to Delhi. And so I requested them to attune me with the second Reiki also. And somewhere they saw something in me and they did. And in Mumbai, I also should not forget to take the name of very beautiful divine lady, Lata Manchanda. She's a goddess in disguise, and she is the lady I joined for yoga class. So yoga, this is a holistic practice that the divine realm was taking me into this. When I joined yoga, I started becoming more and more positive, rising from the 3D mentality to 4D mentality, opening up my chakras. And another female who is there, who is supporting me all the time for my yoga practices, and by my side is my friend Prati Jaiswal. I must mention her. It's she's a person on a spiritual journey as well. So she needs a mention here too. So from there I came to Delhi, and thereafter I started practicing Reiki on me. Initially, I could not understand that, why it's not even happening on me, because there's a lot to be cleansed from inside of you. So I was doing my own Reiki. I was continuing on this journey. And one day I offered my friends on Healing Souls page that I would be doing a Reiki session. Before that, I was doing for, individual friends and all. And if somebody would turn around and tell me that, I felt the vibrations, it was like an aha moment. And I would ask them, I would keep asking them that, are you speaking the truth? Is it your truth that you're talking about? And so, that gave me confidence. These people were really speaking their truth, and they would appreciate me for my journey. And then on my Healing Souls page, I started giving healing, and I did a healing for collective, and I got a very good response on that. And in just 1.5 years back, my son, who is going to be 18 this year. So for my son, that I had, given up my career, my whole education line, my career, and I gave my time, my attention to my child, and he got me back into my career. And so just in the year 2020, October, he started my YouTube channel. And the intention was just to, post my healings out there and my card readings out there, because he wanted them to be seen by many more souls who are on the similar journey. And so here, with a long introduction to myself and my journey, I am with you, doing a lot many healings on my YouTube channel, catering personally to a lot many clients on my Healing Souls Facebook page, and a work in progress. As you can see, my inner child still, like this, but we made it till here, and I'm there for my inner child. That's what I keep telling my inner child. Yes.
Wow, that was a beautiful journey. And I think a lot of women who had given up their career, who has faced this issues would recognize with you. And I found so many nuggets here. I am still thinking where to start. So let's start from the point where you started about inner child healing. And this is for both men and women, what I feel, because inner child is someone we are always dealing with, but somewhere we don't know how to deal with it. And you mentioned the fear of the inner child, and a lot of people today are struggling with those fears, because me myself working with people having severe anxiety issues, I see them. Fear is a big stopper. Even for me it was. So fear was stopping us from not only taking action but living a normal life. So I remember I was even scared to speak in front of people, just simply because I knew I would be told to shut up. So how how did this fear played a role in your life, and what did you do to overcome it? And I would like to congratulate you today. You are speaking with so much love, power, and vulnerability. I can only appreciate and admire you on that. So
So, talking about the inner child, who is this inner child? So, the inner child is just my perspective. Everyone's perspective is different. Um, it is our soul in the purest form. I feel the little child, how we were born. We were not affected at all by the judgments of the society. That's what I call the inner child. So, if our inner child was not affected by the judgment of the people around, by the comparisons, by the fear based energy that our guardians and our teachers and so many people around were already going through, that they imposed on this little child, then it would not have been so difficult that today, when I'm healing any to every adult, even at the age of 60, 70, 80, it is the inner child healing. These are the wounds, these are the childhood wounds that we need to heal. So the crux of everything is, why inner child healing if the child is in the hands of a safe guardian, or if the child is given a conducive environment. So here I will talk about, because inner child healing is a part of healing modality. Might be you and me, we can work on it, or people who are more on our kind of um, lines of work can work on it. But what can a normal human being do about it? So if you're into parenting, anybody who is a parent at any age your child is, pay attention to your child. When I left my job for my child, I'm not saying leave your job. You brought a beautiful soul onto the earth. You've got to be caring, because to a certain stage they are absolutely, they can't be on their own. You start a child's life by feeding them, by making them walk, by till the age of 18. And I would say a parent's duty is to be always there for the child. But what we can do for our society, for our children, is not to build them up on stress, anxiety, put our pressures on them. Give them a conducive environment, and rest all they are going to do. Never snub a child, never compare a child. When the child is creative, when the child is doing anything and showing their creativity to you, whether they have written poetry, whether they have drawn, they have done coloring, anything, what should be the reaction of the person they are going to? Wow, amazing. You have to, get excited. And what has it been for years? You know, stop doing this, do your studies. So, one thing is, if the children are tackled properly, if the parenting is good, if the guardians are healed, then there will be no need for inner child healing, because this is a happy go lucky child who will become a happy go lucky adult and safe. so their life is going to be good. But for people like us, this is a process. Tackling fear, this is absolutely, it's at mental level, it's at emotional level, it's at physical level, at all levels. This energy has to be worked. This is stuck in all of our chakras. And so when we do our healings, Reiki healings, we work on each of the chakras and we try to pull this fear out. We go into meditative mode, we tackle each and every aspect of the client, and we tell them to go to those, and I've been working on myself. It's like 10,000 scenarios which come to me when I've made various healings on inner child. You will see it on my YouTube channel. And in fact, my son was telling me that, when you introduce any of your healing, your start is always inner child. Like every healing is inner child. I was like, trust me, every healing is about the inner child. So today we are adults of this age, people at 60, 70, and all of us are, covering it up. But what happens when you're triggered? A situation like this. I was a child, uh, in my school diary, my teacher would write a note, we cannot hear her voice. My Hindi teacher would shout in the class, Zor se bolo. He doesn't know my background. There were friends who would call me dumb. And where did all this go? It was there in my inner child. And every time I went back for my healings into the meditative mode, I saw these incidences. I saw people coming in. Dominated, very much dominated, which, your guardians, your parents are thinking that this is the discipline they need to follow, wherein a person is not being able to express only. You've completely held back their expression. So all these things are not right, and we've got to really, really work on this. I'm doing this, and trust me, there is one way to hold yourself back and don't take challenges. No one is telling me at my age of 45, go face this interview, or speak in your healings, do anything. No one is telling me anything to do. My partner is not telling me to do anything. My child is not telling, my in-laws, my I'm doing it for myself first. Self-love. I need to heal this inner child inside of me who is still scared, who has come here with me today. But so how I've kind of nurtured, and how I've kind of prepared, saying that I'm there for you. It really doesn't matter. No one is my judge. Pratishtha has an inner child inside of her. We can be friends. Anyone who is going to see this video has equally vulnerable inner childs inside of them. Might be, they are pretending to be better. So some of them can be critics as judge because they are unhealed. But some of them can find this, very beautiful because they are in a healing journey. They are evolving. So this is how we should be talking to our inner child also. Every time we are facing a situation of fear, we've got to go into a meditative mode, and not for 1 hour, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Close your eyes, sit with yourself, take deep breaths, or you lay down and talk to your inner child. What's happening? What are you feeling? And it's like, dialogue going on, and you're mothering your inner child. We've got to mother our inner. Yeah.
So you mentioned very beautiful points. The first you mentioned is how as a child you experienced those pains. You were judged, you were told that you are dumb. and you were always told to be quiet, and that reminded me of my own childhood. And I was like, oh yes, that is why you always say we are soul sisters, and I truly believe it, because I have been through that journey. I have been like, I remember in my 11th class and 12th class, for my entire these 2 years, I was punished several times. I was told to stand in front of the class because my teacher could not hear my voice when I was trying to give my attendance. And she would punish me for not being able to speak in a good way. And that gave another scar to me, because instead of healing, it gives you more pain when somebody is judging you so much and giving you that punishment. But it also helped me somewhere, because that time I stopped caring. When I was standing in front of the class and everybody was watching me, I started becoming little arrogant. I remember, as I'm talking to you, and I would start chewing a chewing gum just to irritate my teacher.
Oh,
but it went on so long, like till few days back. I remember I had those bad feelings for my teacher, and I had to forgive her and let it go. So
so yeah, exactly.
yeah, so you mentioned this, and I don't even know I should put it on the recording or not. I will take this later, what I shared just
I
now.
tell you, be your real self, and it's okay.
So
See,
this
I
100% I will keep it here. So let's just speak our heart out today. And you mentioned one very important point.
exactly.
You mentioned a very, very important point. You said, Pratishtha, when we are having those inner voices from the inner child, you mother it, you meditate with it, you speak to it, you mother it, and I saw there is no resistance for this inner child when you are speaking about it. And I see many people, they are saying we overthink because there is a constant fight. They are fighting
Yes,
all the time with their inner
exactly.
voice, telling it it's wrong, be positive, this is not what you have to think. But you did it very differently. You are saying
I'll
mother
tell
it.
you. I'll tell you. This is another very important area that we have to understand. That our mind is operating on two things. Any thought that is negative is coming from the place of ego, and any thought that nurtures you, that makes you feel so good, which is positive, that is coming from the place of love. So what would a mother give a child? Love, positivity, and that is what these divine beings in the realm above, our goddesses, our deities, our angels, archangels, whosoever we believe, actually it is our own universe that we are creating. One can believe it to understand as various dimensions of universe. If somebody is a very three-dimensional person, for their understanding, it is like you create your own universe. You are the whole soul person who is going to create a universe outside of you. So it is very important when this mind chattering begins, when this anxiety, this fear, this stress based in the kind of an energy is taking over you, you have to disconnect from it, your mind's chatter, and understand this energy is coming from my ego self. Your ego self is always, putting you behind, wanting you behind to cover you up. Your ego self is going to give you a fake personality that no, you can't cry. You don't have to show that. You can't be vulnerable. You are this, mistake. You are this spiritual person. You have a personality. You have to show a certain kind. But what is my love side, nurturing side telling me? Show it to the people who can relate to it. You are human. You are you are a work in progress. You are just like them. Might be people feel inspired. So So that is what we have to do with this mind chattering all the time that happens. We have to understand that any thought coming from the place of fear, anxiety, stress is ego based. In all of this journey of spirituality, what we try to do, we have to release our ego. Once we release our ego, all of this fakeism is going to be released. We are open to everything. We are nothingness. Now we are free. Our inner child is free. We are free. And we are open to belief systems of everybody with love, because everyone is evolving in their own journey. There is immense forgiveness, and there is so much growth in this, because when we operate from our ego, we are so filled with the me. I know everything. I'm a topper. No one can tell me anything. I'm this mystic. I'm this counselor. You know, we are so much filled with everything that we are not open to the wisdom one, knowledge, insights that can come from the other human beings around us. Two, some of us are so closed in our belief system that whatever I'm talking about, this mystic world, they will, absolutely say, no, she's talking rubbish or she's a fake person. Because why? They've blocked their crown chakra, they've blocked their upper chakra, soul star chakra, galactic chakra. There are many chakras outside our body also. So these chakras are going to connect us to other dimensions. So these chakras have been blocked, and they are so much so dense in their energy, in their ego based energy, where they feel they are the best. So they are not open to love, they are not open to wisdom, knowledge, insights, and the mere success that they are achieving is very short lived. Why I'm telling you this? This comes from my experience. When I was in my job, at the peak of my job, pride had struck me. And when you are at this, it is very normal. When you are at this 3D level, you are so dense that, you little bit of success, appreciation, achievement, you just feel that, no one can beat you. And I reached that level. And whenever you reach that level, universe knows how to bring you down completely, so much down under the ground that you're totally broken and shattered. And from there, you will look within where you went wrong. What was your karma? How were you treating people around? Did you think that power cannot change? Power dynamics change. Everyone has to understand. Karma has a law. Power dynamics change. So one of my belief system is very strong about karma. And this I've faced also, in a good way also, as challenges also, experiences, lessons also. So yeah.
What you are saying is resonating, because I talk when I'm talking to leaders and they want to grow a lot, and then they suddenly come to the part of their fear of success. So the fear of success is that if I become that successful, I will become arrogant. It is lonely at the top, because what you are saying, they are operating from the point of ego, they are operating from the point of pride. So they think that once I get that power and I get in that position, I would become more of that. They'll operate more from the point of ego, and then there is a big fall. And then we all think that if you are at a higher level, you have to be alone. So a lot of people don't make the effort to go there, right? They don't want
This
to.
was my struggle. This was my struggle too when I got into spirituality, when, cards started showing. So initially, when my vibration was not so high, I started thinking to myself that, now I have to be in a certain way. I have to be a very wise person now. People have to see me in a, I have to dress up in a certain way. That's all. Every profession has its own kind of, um, people associate with, like, a mystic
Hmm.
person has to be like this, or there's a code of conduct when you are guiding people of 70 year and plus, you have to be wise. So there was this fear emerging, which was like, I had this downfall from the peak of my career, and I was like, I don't want this ego to step in. I don't want this ego to step in. And I don't want to believe that, because when you start doing these mystical practices, it's very obvious that one would start to feel that I'm something special. One card can fall and I can tell your future, and I'll do like this and you will be healed. It's very easy to for ego to peep in here. So this was the thing I had to really work on. So in my journey of spirituality, that's what I'm saying. The crux is to work on your ego. And during this journey of evolving, I'm still going on through this journey. I realized that I don't have to be like anyone. I don't have to be that wise person. I don't have to be like anyone. All that I've got to do is just follow my soul life purpose and give freedom to my inner child who's been suffering this, judged by so many people. And now my inner child is going to be judged by me only. That, I'm setting the standard for my inner child. And more so, in my journey of interacting with other dimensional beings, archangels, angels, ascended masters, and I have a huge blessing from Vaishno Devi Mata also. I visit twice a week to Vaishno Devi temple in Jammu Katra area. So I have a huge blessing from her. So during my this journey, one more very profound insight that they gave me was when I became addicted to cards for any decision in my life, and so were my clients. I would go to my cards and I was like, let me check, let me check, let me check. This is so profound that, it was an aha moment for me when they gave me this insight during my meditation, that they told me, you're working to empower yourself. Now you don't want to be dominated by anybody. You have learned to say no to people who judge you. Now you are holding us as your judge. This angelic realm, and I have goosebumps over here. They told me, we are no one to tell you what to do or what not to do. In your journey, there will always be choices. And every choice is good for you, provided you put in the positive energy with that choice. So they told me that you are your own powerhouse. We are there by your side to guide you, to guard you. But don't make, throughout your life, you were with, dominating guardians. You attracted so many people dominating you, telling you. So what has happened? You've developed a codependency pattern. You are looking for somebody to, all the time tell you that you are right or wrong. This particular journey is going to go in the right direction or not. And every time now you've got these cards in your hand, and now these cards are going to tell you everything. So that was so empowering. And there comes the law of attraction, and you being your own universe. So this was a very profound awakening that happened from that day, which told me, wherein I say that, I am the universe inside of me, just as you are or anyone else is. It doesn't come from the place of ego. When I say that I am the universe inside of me, it's not that I am a mystic and so I am a universe. Everyone is. Everyone is. And just as we start to cleanse ourselves from inside, any situation that comes in our life is a trigger for all those challenges that we have suffered and the negative energy that is blocked in our chakra, mind, body, soul. So if anybody feels jealous, We know our emotions ourselves, no? Somebody is feeling jealous, that person knows why they are feeling jealous. There is no problem with the other person that you are feeling jealous from. If one realizes that I am feeling jealous from, say, I'm feeling jealous from Pratishtha, is there a problem in Pratishtha? I have self-worth issues. So it is there. It's from my childhood somewhere. I've got to heal it. Or if somebody is angry all the time, so that is also a kind of suppression, that they could not speak their mind, they could not speak their heart, and all that got suppressed, and now it comes out as anger. So we've got to work on all these negative emotions, and through Reiki, through meditation, through yoga, all of these spiritual practices, we evolve. We evolve in such a way that we overcome our ego and we become nothingness. When our crown chakra opens, you must have heard of this concept of emptiness or nothingness, or might be you will hear it more further in life. It just means that when we believe that we are nothing, then we are an empty container for everything to pour in. And it's on us to discern from there what we want to keep, what we don't want to keep. But if we are so full of our ego, if our head is so full of knowledge, we feel that we know everything. You must have come across people in your profession, you must have come across people who are, or might be, people must be talking to you about other people they are dealing with, that this person is so blocked in their belief system, they don't want to hear anything. So yeah.
So, if a person is starting on their journey and they have these fears, fear of success, fear of failures, and they have this unhealed inner child, and maybe they don't even know right now how to start with the ego check, how to keep their ego checked. So, what would be your advice to them to start this journey?
See, for my first advice for anybody or everybody who comes to me is, when they come, they are so filled up with the stories of which is not centered around them. They normally come and they are in a victimhood mentality, and so they're talking about anybody to everybody around them who caused them this situation in their life. Like, my job went away, or my partner is such and such, or every situation in their life or every person in their life is not supportive, and they operate from a victim mentality.
Mm.
The first thing that I want to tell a person, any client who comes to me, and that's the first thing I would say when they talk so many things. That time I want to tell them that when you become a victim to any situation or a person, it is automatic that you're giving your power, your energy away to the person or the situation who is causing you this fear based energy, anxiety based situation. Yes? So if you're giving your power to someone else, then how do you think every time in life there will be people and situations like this? So first thing is to get the grip of your life. First thing is to understand that you are the only one responsible for your life. Now you've got to take the grip of your life and stop operating from a victimhood mentality. Now, what you've got to do, there are practical steps that have to be done. All the time, if you're talking negativity, you are not going to attract positivity into your body, mind, and soul. So there are people from the first cup of tea, they are going to start with the negativities, that this happened with me, that happened, that person was like this, all that they're talking. First thing they're talking with their partner, their child, their parents is negativity. That is how they begin their day. This is not the right way. For anybody, it really doesn't matter if you're on a spiritual path. So I see the internet connection is stable. You can hear me?
Yeah, I
You
can
can
hear
hear
you.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's taking sometimes, but I think it is fine. Yeah, it's fine.
So what I was saying was that there has to be a mindful kind of discipline that they have to follow. And that is not that, oh, they are going through this depression. Mindful discipline is very difficult. No. One, I said out of the victim mentality. Second, when you get up in the morning, you don't have to give your energy to negative situations of people. Work on yourself, do something that is positive. Either listen to positive affirmations, take some healings, do some meditation, do some yoga, go out for walk. There are 10,000 ways how you can elevate your vibrations, as in what we all are doing. And we are very much, we as healers, or we as people who have to deal with so many clients every day, make it sure that when we elevate our vibration to this level, when we work on ourselves, suppose I do my meditation, I do my yoga, I am doing my saging, my cleansing, my healing, then I don't want to come in contact just with anybody who is very negative and just taking draining my energy like this. I have to be ready to attend to the right people who are also willing to participate in my journey, not to somebody who doesn't even believe in me or my journey, but is just wasting my time all the time, throwing their bucket of negativity on me. That is what they've got to also do. So they are basically, I understand when I have communications with them that they are also surrounded with a lot many people who are unhealed. But those people don't want to heal themselves. They don't want to grow in life. They don't want to evolve. They have a baggage, this bag of garbage, which they are dumping on these people every day, calling them up for 4 or 5 hours because you're a home lady. You've got to attend to this call of somebody's negativity and take it all inside of you, and then you're going to crib this negativity to your child, to your partner, anybody. So stay away, learn to discern people, say no to people pleasing. When you're in this process of healing, you understand that I want to get rid of my fear-based energy. I want to get rid of anxiety and all that. Of course, a client has come, so they have this intention. So you've got to cut yourself away, detach from worldly pressures. People who are negative, who are naysayers, who are bringing you down, you don't have to have connection with them. To the ones who are your loved ones, a few, tell them, I need time for healing. I need to work on myself. You can sleep also, you can relax also. Nothing is going to go away from your life for that little period. It can be a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. You are going to emerge through that. Pay attention to yourself. Do self love. Self love means before saying yes to anyone else outside of you, say yes to your inner child. Any situation that comes, suppose it is this interview, and I you've come to me and I like you as a person, I love you, but my inner child is fearful. First, I have to listen to my inner child, I have to talk to my inner child. Is this the person I want to take into my soul family, or I want to discern her, I want to cut her? If there was a person in your place who was judgmental, was holding this interview with a certain intention, I would not have come here. So you have to learn to discern people. All of your journey, you've been collecting people who are using you. So from now, today onwards, come out of the victim mentality. All of those people whom you think have been using you, take space from them. Start to heal yourself. Do anything positive, anything creative that your inner child craves to do, that you love to do as a child. Everyone has a passion. Somebody likes singing, music, painting, cooking. Cooking is a very good way, it's a very beautiful creative passion that you can pursue. You can cook healthy food, and that is going to give positive vibrations to your body also, as well heal you and your family members also. And you can really thoroughly enjoy, and you will be appreciated for your cooking. That's the one thing that everyone wants food. The tiny little steps that everyone has to take.
You have beautifully summarized the 4 steps, like you've shared us with us the 4 steps. Have a grip on your life. Stop from means move from that victim mentality and have a grip on your life. Talk positive to yourself instead of negative, and do something positive. So you are also telling people to take action in a positive direction rather than just having that self talk. You're saying go for some classes, do something that is positive, listen to some music or something, do something which is making you positive. So doing is very important, what I get. And you said very very important point, say no to people who are coming from that dense energy, who are not who are creating toxicity in your life. So learn to say no. And I know how difficult it can get when you have to say that no, but when you say that no, I think you make space for the right people to come in. And
Profound. That is an awakening right now. Exactly. I made space for you to enter into my life when I said no to so many other people who were pulling me down. I've got goosebumps.
beautiful. Wow. And you said about self love. All these are so practical. And actually, when you start doing it step by step, I think you would see that journey, that beautiful positivity coming to your life.
Beautiful. Yes. And not to attach guilt. When we say no to a person, it's not that we have said no to a person and that situation is over. But throughout the day, you were either bitching about that person, and or else, for 10 days, you are into that situation only. You didn't attend that
Hmm.
meeting, or you didn't meet that person, or you didn't invite them for dinner, but 10 days you wasted, bitching about that person only. So you don't have to attach negative energy. The moment you say no, you have to, that person, that situation is out of your mind. You've got to, and for that we do cord cuttings. I have a lot many healing videos for cord cuttings also, wherein you can take cord cutting healing, wherein you can specifically give the name of the person or the situation and cut your cord from that situation and feel fresh and rejuvenated. Yes.
I think that's beautiful. I would surely share your YouTube and your Facebook links uh, under this under this video, or if you are listening to the podcast, it will be in the comment section or in the description box. Just go and check for Healing Souls and Kanika Garg. So thank you so much, Kanika. That is a beautiful, beautiful session I had, and you have been vulnerable, open, and you have shared with so much joy and love. I could learn so many things, and I'm sure the audience who are listening to you, they have learned and got inspired from your journey. You have been through a point where you were shattered, you were fearful. You even mentioned you got into addictions, and then from there you are pulling yourself up and then moving into a different dimension, helping people out, getting on this journey of self love as well as helping others. I think this is beautiful. So thank you so much for choosing us and being here on the show and sharing so much profound knowledge here, and telling us not to be perfect. I haven't been perfect in this show today, but I love doing things with you, and whatever I spoke, it is here on the session. It will be here for the audience. I hope someone hears it and benefits from it. That is what our intention is, and that is what Coaches on the Couch is for. So thank you so much. Anything you would like to say towards the end?
would just, uh, tell people again over here one thing that, be very much aware of the energies you are operating on, because being healers or counselors just like you and me, we are interacting with very many people who are operating with dense energies. So this message could be for my empaths or could be for people from my own community who are doing tarot card readings or healings. So when you are picking up a client for yourself, be very much aware, are you vibrating on your highest frequency? Because if you yourself are not vibrating at that frequency, the cards that you pull for the client can go haywire, and the healing that you're giving to them might be you are soaking their energy. This is one very important point that I want to tell my community people, and also want to tell the people around who are referring to these modalities. Please be very careful when you interact with a person who is like a teacher, who is like a healer or a spiritual person. Just check on their energies, and if they're unavailable, like I am one person who is like a mystic, unavailable for a period of time. Say for 15 days, I won't be there because I work on myself. This work behind the scene is happening. I'm working on my energy. Sometimes I soak up a lot of negativity from the collective. How it is happening during COVID times. Sometimes it's from a client. Sometimes it's your own dense energy that needs cleansing. So, what you can do is take regular baths with salt water, use any kind of protective crystals if you have knowledge, or it might be you can check with us on that. Do your meditations, very important. Do your exercising, yoga, anything to shed away this negative energy that we are all, attracting on the day-to-day basis, and vibrate high. At a high frequency only, you are being able to connect with the angels and divine presence, and you're being able to give positive replies to anybody who doesn't want to work from you. With that, I want to say it's been a pleasure, and definitely you're from my past life, you're my soul family. Else, it would not have been so comforting for me that, pouring out all of my emotions here, and just, I don't have words to thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you to the universe for making us meet on this journey. And your app means I also align to this thought of vibrating at a certain level, because if you are yourself not healed, it would be impossible to pull someone out. Because as healers, coaches, counselors, we are not there just to make money. We are there to serve people. Money can be made from hundreds of different ways as well, but we are here with the intention to serve people, love, and that would only happen when you are at that vibration, at that higher zone. And if you are a healer, or if you are a tarot card reader, anyone who is from this profession, this is a profound advice that you had shared. Raise your vibrations and stay there. Thank you so much. I love talking to you. I wish to have this conversation go on, but for the sake of this podcast, we would have to end. So I hope to have you again in the session, in another interview, in another conversation that we will be having. So thank you so much, Kanika. And for all the audience, we'll be back with another amazing healer, trainer, author, or coach who had been on this journey and would help you move forward. If you have learned anything, just share that in the comment box and let us know what was the best part of this interview and what you learned from this. And we would be happy to hear from you. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Keep smiling and keep shining. Bye-bye.